Hey all you awkward teens. So today's topic is peer pressure. So peer pressure is basically people or your friends or a group of people basically telling you to change who you are, being talked into something that you don't want to do. As in stuff like drugs, drinking, um, dating somebody that you don't want to date, and many other things that is basically beyond your control. So, the type of peer pressures that I see in my school. So, some type of peer pressures are outside of school. Is like people wanting others to vape or others doing some type of drugs or something like that. And peer pressure makes it so someone can't say no because then other people are just like, "Oh, you're too scared. You're a scaredy cat. You don't want to do this because you believe this is wrong even though it's not." Like all this type of things where it's making you feel like yourself, make you feel doubtful in yourself. A lot of peer pressure I have seen personally is things like I said, vaping. A lot of people do drugs. A lot of people date others, even if they don't want to, just because they're trying to impress another group of people that they believe are popular or other people want to hang out with, other people want to become friends with. So people are forced to do things that they don't want to do. And then it makes others feel like it that they can't choose they can't say no, that they can't say no to someone just because they want to be friends with someone that is popular in school, like one of those popular kids that you've always dreamed of being friends with. I have Some people have tried to peer pressure me into doing some things that I did not want to do. But I got out of situations by saying, no, I don't feel comfortable with doing that. I or things like, this is wrong. I believe you shouldn't do this, and any other things that basically it's you saying no. It's like basically using a tactic of protecting yourself against other people. It is a by getting out of a situation during which you are getting peer pressured, then other people start to say, "Oh, you're like you're scared, like, oh yeah, you can't do this because you're weak." And then it just makes you want to do it even more so you can prove to other people, but you don't have to. By saying no, it makes you stand up for yourself and makes you believe that you can do anything that you want to. By getting peer pressure, it makes people feel less of themselves. It makes people feel, well, they have to do this, or they will start getting made fun of, or start becoming like the unpopular person at the school and start getting made fun of by others just because they didn't want to do one thing they didn't want to do. A ton of people at my school get peer pressured into doing many things they don't want to, like vaping, drinking, drugs. I have seen some of that in my school, and it just causes a ton of school conflict with teachers and students. It causes a lot of people getting suspended. It causes a lot of people to um, get in trouble with their school, and some people can get detention up to expelled because of peer pressuring and bullying other people into doing things they don't want to do. Um, for me, the type of stuff that I've been peer pressured into is it's not really extreme as to doing drugs, but like going to a party with like friends, like being at a party with friends and then like them doing like dares on each other that they don't want to do, and then this other person just feels pressured into doing it because it's like making them cool to do something that everyone else does. I believe peer pressure is not a good thing because it makes people feel insignificant besides the to themselves because they're being forced into something that they believe is not right or is not a good thing. For me, peer pressure is a thing I see common in schools because it makes other people feel like, oh, I can force this person to doing something. So it makes them cooler, it makes them like not scared into doing other things. Well, peer pressure is a very bad thing and it makes people feel insignificant to themselves and others. Because many people can get really in trouble for doing these things that people are peer pressuring them into doing. Overall, I believe that peer pressure shouldn't be like a really huge thing that you see in schools, but now at this time you do see a ton of people getting peer pressured into doing things they don't want to do, doing things like bullying other people to make themselves cool, to be in a popular group, or to do things that are bad for their health and themselves. I believe peer pressure should be a less of a common thing than it is right now at this time. For me talking on this channel, it's me showing that peer pressure is a thing that can be stopped, and so that it's a way too common thing that needs to be less common because it forces people to not be themselves, where people should be themselves, not be scared to be who they are or what they believe in. And peer pressure just forces them to act different in a way than what they normally would act. Overall, I believe peer pressure should be a less common thing and that it should be less common in schools than what I've already seen in my school. If you have any other topics that you guys want me to talk about, put them in the comments below and I'll maybe talk about them next time. Bye guys.